Now, it's a link that spans 3,500 miles and hundreds of years. Two-thirds of people living in Canada's most easterly province of Newfoundland are thought to have ancestors from Devon and the southwest.
Yes, when settlers left our shores in the 1500s, they took with them the songs that they'd learned at home. Now, in a new collaboration, some of the songs and their stories are touring the county. Devon musicians Marilyn Tucker and Paul Wilson are here with Jim Payne, who arrived from Canada last night. Welcome, Jim.
Welcome
all of you. Tell us a little bit about how this collaboration came about then.
Well, this collaboration actually started something like 34 years ago, really, so it's not exactly new, but I came over here with a couple of other musicians back in 1983 as part of the anniversary celebrations of Sir Humphrey Gilbert arriving in Newfoundland back in 1583 and claimed Newfoundland as Britain's first colony. So while I was here, I happened to go to a folk club one night and I heard these guys playing, and Paul was singing pretty much the same song as I had learned several years earlier from one of my great uncles. Slight variations in it, but it was a eureka moment for me in many ways. Obviously, I knew that a lot of our traditional music had come over with early settlers, and in many cases, some of the lyrics had been changed to reflect the circumstances of their new lifestyles in Newfoundland or other parts of the New World. But it also reinforced the whole idea that this music was part of a much longer continuum than the 400 or 500 years that English settlers had been in Newfoundland. So we spoke that night, and one thing kind of led to another. I mean, this must be, I don't know, 9, 10, maybe even a dozen or so projects that we've done together over that 30 or so year period, some of them here in the West Country and also many of them in Newfoundland as well.
And Paul, we've spoken before about the meaning of songs and where the lyrics come from, and of course boats sailed annually from the shores of the southwest to Newfoundland, and they went around this time in April and came back in autumn, and that, I suppose, is reflected in the songs.
Yeah, there's lots and lots of stuff about the sea and going and coming and going. It was a while before people overwintered in Newfoundland. They used to go seasonally and come back. So the voyages were the thing, you know, and people used to have friends and family and make big connections either end, really, you know. So lots of stuff about the sea and the voyages, yeah.
So Marilyn, what's happening now? How are you sort of combining the songs and the history and the link between Canada and the southwest in this new tour?
Well, this new tour is, the centrepiece of it is the Devonshire Association Symposium, the Devon Newfoundland Story, which is happening at the weekend. And either side of that, we're touring with the songs and the stories. And we've done sort of a mash-up sometimes. We push the songs together so that Jim will sing a verse and Paul will sing a verse, and then there's another song where I sing the song, and then for the instrumental break, we use the tune from the version collected in Newfoundland. So we're doing some of that, and sometimes we just sing a song and Jim will then say, this reminds me of this, and one or two verses that have the same imagery and things.
And we're going to hear a song from you in a moment, aren't we? What are we going to hear?
This is, well, it's originally the English version, of course, I guess an old British Navy song. Do you want to...
Well, Spanish Ladies, yeah, it's well known. It was published in several songbooks in the 20s, 30s. I actually collected a version in Sidmouth from a lady who was part of the family, Poor Man's House, the novel there, the Fisher's family, the Woolies. And so that's the version we sing.
Okay. And in Newfoundland, it's a song called The Ryans and the Pitmans, or it's probably better known by the first line of the chorus, which is "We'll rant and we'll roar like true Newfoundlanders." And it's not like an unofficial anthem, really, in Newfoundland. Everybody knows it.
Well, we'll look forward to hearing it in a moment. Thank you, all three of you, for joining us. Good luck with the tour. Thank you very much.